Hello and welcome to season three. Season three already. Um, yeah, it's that time of year again as we talk Knicks, and this is the Knick of Time channel. It's different than Jack and me, Frank. I'm by myself. It's a little shorter episodes. Um, I'm expecting this one to be a little short as well. A little shorter than at all. I mean, we go for 130, 1 hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours on that. Jacked and being frank, but this one we go way shorter. Um, but yeah, as they bring in their new head coach and Mike Brown, um, transition offense and faster paces is definitely one of the things, and we'll see that in game one as they're going to try to push the pace and get easier buckets. Really felt like down the stretch of the season it was hard to score, and that's I know that's like dumb, like I think it's a dumb way for me to analyze it, but it was very hard for the it looked very hard for them to score, and with the talent it shouldn't, and that's where you make the change and you bring in Mike Brown, who will preach fast pace and more scoring opportunities for players like Bridges and Ananobi, who it looked very hard for them to score, with their lack of handle, not them being like Jalen Brunson with the ball, not like they have a terrible. I don't know why I said that like they have a terrible handle, but they're not Jalen Brunson with the ball, so gain them easier scoring looks. Speaking of Jalen Brunson, I think this will be a big season for him. I mean, of course, big season for everyone, but Jalen Brunson, new coach, doesn't have Tom Thibodeau. Um, but I think that this is a big season for him because he will be working more off ball, as Mike Brown has said. Not totally off ball. We'll see him definitely today get on ball and really pound the heck out of the ball, but big season for him. I thought that, pounding the ball for Brunson is great and it works a lot of the time, but it's not sustainable every single time. It's going to wear on him. I mean, that's, I don't think it's, I think wearing is, it doesn't, it's just, it's just not good basketball, and it just there's easier way. Even if he does score a tough bucket, there's just easier ways to score. If you get a just cut an OG, I don't know, be cut. That's just easier than an isolate. Like we're gonna score either way, but we want to score easier and we want to get easier basket. We don't want to have to, dribble the ball for 20 seconds and then score. Um, but yeah, you will definitely at the after I'll say this, Jalen Brunson will still be on ball a lot of the time. That's just who he is. He's the point guard. Um, but I just thought that Brunson in playoffs, him having to bring up the ball a lot, that won't happen as much because they'll bring up the ball with somebody else. It's not just Brunson bring up the ball and then score. It might be Mikal bring up the ball. Let's set a down screen for Brunson or get him or just get him on the wing and just move him up and he'll get the ball and it'll be just an easier thing for everyone. Um, Knicks add some depth, and I think that was one of the biggest things about last season is the depth, and it wasn't the greatest campaign. Wasn't great. Wasn't good at all actually. Um, Precious didn't really play at all. Like the Knicks bring in depth. The Knicks knew what they had to do. The Knicks knew that they had to bring in depth if they want to be a championship team. I mean, you look at last season, who they were playing. It wasn't it wasn't fun off the bench for who they were playing. It just this year it's gonna be better. You get Jordan Clarkson, a former six-man of the year candidate. I mean, just always a great player off the bench. Now we'll see this year. He came off some plantar fasciitis last year, which made him miss a lot of the season last year. So we don't know who he actually is as a player anymore. But it's good to bring him in the room because you know what he can do if everything gets stagnant, as we say at the new offense and stuff. But stuff will get stagnant still. This is not going to be a perfect thing. Um, Having Clarkson is good for that. And Yabusele, I mean, I think he was a player that I was really like, wow, the Knicks signed him. Um, Thought he could have gone for more. Thought the Sixers definitely wouldn't have let him go here. But I mean, it's not like he's a superstar, but Sixers probably wanted to keep him and not let him go to New York. But he went to New York and he got a very friendly contract, and he's a guy that can stretch the floor, can just do more stuff than Precious Chua. I know I'm just picking on him, but he's a good utility guy. But I just think Yabusele gives you a lot more stretching the floor, um, just playing inside. Just he just gives you more. Um, and then I think the energy for the starters are gonna be managed. I mean, just keep the energy up when the starters are resting. And as I say, Quanti Towns will play tonight, and OG Anobi will play tonight. Um, but I think when the starters do rest, you're gonna have to get some energy and push the ball. And Yabusele and Clarkson being additions to this team are big, and bringing back Shamit. You have those three players, and you have Deuce. Um, so you're just looking at a very good bench lineup, and we'll see because not everybody's healthy, but we'll see how that team works well off the bench when the Brunson comes out. Because last year Brunson was playing full 48. I mean, full like he was playing a lot of the game, like 45, 44, 43 minutes. This season they want him down to 34. So there's gonna be a lot of minutes to make up from that bench. So we'll see how they really do. That's kind of the X factor, kind of one of the X factors of the season is the bench. Because if Mike Brown says he wants to lower the starters minutes, which is fine, but we're gonna need to see production off the bench from players like Yabusele and Clarkson, especially when Brunson sits and stuff will get stagnant. So you have a player like Clarkson who can create, not like Brunson. I did never really want to say that, but a guy that can just create, because Brunson can create, but when he's off the court, there's not really a player that can create. So hopefully Clarkson can be that late shot clock guy that if you need a bucket, he'll give you one. Um, I'm not expecting a lot from Clarkson at all, but I'm expecting some from Yabusele just as a 4 or 5 mix, just giving the Knicks some energy. And then switch heavy defense, big. I think the Knicks were playing a lot of drop coverage and stuff like that. We'll see how they navigate screens. It's always just Quantity Towns just not being the best defender, so that'll stick around. It's not like Thibs being gone will change that. Quantity Towns is still a bad defender, unless he did something in the offseason that's crazy, but he probably didn't. So he's still a bad defender. Still, pick and roll is going to be a thing the Knicks are going to have to try to guard. I think switching is definitely going to be one of the things they want to do. Thibodeau was kind of strict into his own thing of, we're gonna play drop, we're gonna, you know, blitz sometimes. This is my thing. We're not gonna. He was very stubborn. That's what he was. He was very stubborn in his defense, even when it didn't work. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how they guard the pick and roll, and it won't be if it doesn't work, they'll be able to change it. So I think that's the biggest thing about bringing in as coach is that adaptability. If stuff doesn't work, Mike Brown won't be like, "Oh, this is my system, so I got to keep running this because, this is what makes me a coach." Or he'll switch stuff up. So that's good to know you have a coach like that. Yes, Tips was great in his own right, but adaptability is something the Knicks definitely needed, and they got that this offseason with the new coach. Um, they can be more flexible with the rotations, definitely with a new coach and new adaptability. Be more flexible. Play some guys at the 5. Play Yabusele at the 5. Play double big. Just a lot more. Try that out. I don't need Josh Hart playing the whole entire game. Um, if players playing bad, I'm not going to push them. I'm going to try to do something else. I'm going to try to put another player in. Just stuff like that, and not being stubborn is also big from this coach. So we'll see as the first game gets going. Peace, have a nice day, and let's go Knicks. Can't wait.